afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming along to our webinar session today. As you all know, the session is going to be all about learning how to recruit using a fantastic Facebook careers app that has been developed by Work4, which is an organisation based out of the US. Today's session is going to be hosted by Sorry about that. Today's speakers is Becky Gordon-Marks, and Becky is the Director of Partnerships at Work4 based in New York, and I'm Sarah Moon, and I'm the Head of ACT and Victoria for Adcorp. Just a bit of housekeeping, and I'm so sorry, I've got being a bit anxious with my remote controls at my end. The webinar today, you'll see that there is the functionality available to us to actually ask questions. What we'd like you to do is to look to the bottom right-hand side of your screen, and you'll see that there's a panel there where you can actually type questions for both Becky and I during the actual webinar session. What Becky and I will do is we'll take note of all those questions during the webinar, and then right at the end, we'll actually go back to those and actually answer them. If you would like to actually tweet all about the webinar, here is the hashtag, so I'll give you a moment to write that down, and we look forward to seeing what everyone has to say about the webinar. So for those of you who have actually attended today's session who don't know much about Adcorp, I thought I'll give you a bit of an overview. Adcorp, we're Australia's largest publicly listed advertising agency. We've got offices in every state of Australia except Tasmania, and we're fortunate enough to also have presence in New Zealand and have 4 locations there. Adcorp, we're very well known for developing and managing employer brands, and we're becoming branching out very much into developing full recruitment strategies across media, search and social, and hence that's why we've come to have this fantastic partnership with Work4. In more recent times, we've actually expanded our digital offering, and we acquired an award-winning digital agency called Limelight, and for many years we've been a part of the Bernard Hodez Global Network. And as I just mentioned, this year we have formed a great partnership with Work4, and Work4 have been working in the recruitment, advertising and employer branding space for many years. Just to provide you with, I suppose, the reason why we're so excited about the opportunity to provide this career Facebook app here in Australia and New Zealand is I'm sure all of you are on Facebook, and we absolutely know the power and influence that it does have in our lives. So to sort of set the scene, I thought I'd actually provide you with some stats about the number of people that use Facebook in Australia and New Zealand. You'll see from this slide that nearly 13 million Australians actually use Facebook every month. That's about 55% of us, which is a huge, huge percentage of our population. What's even more interesting is the fact that every time we're on Facebook, we spend over 9 minutes each time, which is what we call in the media world, the site actually has a very high stickiness factor, which means that we're highly engaged with the platform when we're actually on there. You'll also see that the split between male and female users on Facebook is pretty much 50-50, with a bit of a skew towards females. You'll also see with the age distribution that predominantly people are aged 18 plus that are on the actual site. So when you're actually looking at your recruitment pool or your talent pool or even building your talent pool, you'll see that the majority of the people that you're trying to attract are actually already on Facebook. And I think we'll all agree that there is absolutely no other media in Australia or even the world that has such a high level of engagement and the number of people actually using it on a regular basis. In New Zealand, the figures basically pretty much match the same as Australia, with 53% of New Zealand's population being on Facebook. And in New Zealand, they spend slightly a bit more time, on average, spending 9 hours and 20 minutes with each session that they actually are on Facebook. Likewise, they have a pretty much 50-50% split between female and males, and the majority of the users are also 18 plus. Sorry, my mouse is being very, very, very energetic today. So on this note, I'd like to actually hand you over to Becky, who will actually provide you a lot more insightful information about the Facebook Careers app and some more information about Work4 and our partnership.
Thanks so much, Sarah, and thanks for having us tonight. Very excited to have everyone. It's tonight for me. I'm actually in New York City, so this is a worldwide webinar. Very excited. Case in point why, Facebook is kind of the global equalizer. So we're really excited to talk to you guys tonight about the opportunity to recruit your targeted candidates on social media and using Facebook as a platform. So Fortune 500 clients have been kind of adopting this for the last couple of years. We have everyone from, the big Fortune 500 out there all the way down to small mom and pop shops, government, many different industries, many different sectors. Everybody can find benefit in Facebook and social recruiting. And what we're going to talk about tonight is how to attract the right candidates and make this a platform that's very easy for not only your internal HR team to utilize, but also the greater employee base of your company. Work4 has benefited from some really award-winning technology that you'll see tonight, but also from our partnership with Facebook. So we have a direct partnership with them. They kind of look at us as their recruiting arm. So we have a couple of benefits from that. One being we know what's coming before the rest of the world does. So we are actually able to develop solutions for Facebook that makes sense for recruiting. So Facebook is an inherently consumer-centric platform, and we have a lot of experience in the recruitment world. I think collectively we probably have over 1,000 years of experience. Everybody on our team has either worked for a job board or a staffing company before joining Work4, and we're all here because we really see social media and Facebook in particular being the future of recruitment. Gone are the days where you can just post a job on a job board and pray that somebody is going to come and find it. What we really need to do is promote your employer brand, get people excited about why you're a great company to work for, and actually drive them back through the system so that your recruiters can find the right people that they are looking for each one of their open recs. We have strategic partnerships with all of the ATSs out there, even if the ATS that you use is not listed on this slide. We certainly can partner with them. And the other place that we have strategic partnerships is with amazing companies like Adcorp. So we realize that Adcorp works with all of you on a local level in Australia and New Zealand. We have presences, Work4 has presence in Europe and the United States right now, and we're partnering very closely with Adcorp to bring this solutions to the Australia and New Zealand markets. So really excited to be a part of a new market and really see, as Sarah mentioned before, there's a lot of opportunity to get in front of people on Facebook in particular. And one thing that becomes really important, back to her point about the amount of time that's spent on the platform, is that people really spend a lot of time there, and so we want to engage with them on their terms on the Facebook platform. So we're going to launch a quick poll right now as far as what steps are you taking right now in your own personal recruitment. So you'll see a poll pop up on the right-hand side of your screen. Give everyone a couple of minutes to let us know, what are you using right now? Do you use job boards, classified ads, hiring agencies, referrals, social media? Let's give everyone a little bit of time to vote, and then we'll show you the results in just a second. So it looks like overwhelmingly, job boards is something that everyone is using, and I don't think you're alone in the world. That's what we've all had for the last 10, 15 years. Is this idea of taking advertising out of the newspapers and online. It was a really awesome way to kind of start the online revolution. It looks like we've got a few people that are using social media, a good amount of people that are using referrals and classified ads. So if we do this poll in a year, we hope that we'll see a lot more people using social media, and we certainly see, it's going in that direction. There is still an amazing opportunity to be a first mover in the idea of social media, but you would be amazed at how many companies are currently using it as a legitimate platform to not just promote the employer brand, but also drive targeted candidates back to their most important, hard-to-fill positions. So how does Work4 connect talent and organizations? Let's talk about this a little bit. There is a lot of people on Facebook, 1.15 billion people. We saw how many people, 13 million people in Australia, another couple of million in New Zealand. The awesome thing about the people that are on Facebook is the network that they actually have on those, not just Facebook, but on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. So they have a huge network, and they're constantly engaging with that network. From a job seeker perspective, we're seeing that 81% of people actually want to see your jobs posted on a Facebook career site. They may not actively be looking, they may be passively looking, but they are using Facebook. They're spending so much time there in a given day that they want to make sure that they can find all the information that you have available right there on the Facebook platform. 52% of job seekers are using it to find work versus 38% on LinkedIn and 34% on Twitter. So really a very exciting opportunity to engage with job seekers. The most interesting part of the opportunity on social media is that you are not just posting jobs on a screen like you do on a traditional job board. What you're really doing is giving somebody the opportunity to get a sense of your culture. And you're also creating a two-way dialogue between your recruiters and potential candidates. So you have somebody that has an understanding of your employment brand, that has an understanding of what your culture is, what it's like to work at your company. So you have the opportunity to really engage people in a brand new way that we've never had before. So as I mentioned, we have a lot of different companies that are using us today. 85% of hiring professionals are recommending Facebook as a tool to other recruiters. The exciting thing with social media is that it changes constantly. We just launched something new a couple weeks ago that we'll look at a little bit today. Really just the opportunity is endless, and it's growing, and by partnering with Work4 and with Adcorp, you're getting the best-in-breed solutions, and you don't have to necessarily worry about, oh my goodness, what's coming next. We've got our finger on the pulse of Facebook and social media, and we'll be forever taking advantage of the new innovations that they actually release to utilize for recruiting. So even Facebook recruits on Facebook, which we were very excited. They actually use our platform on 5 pages of their own to hire their own people. So it really is becoming a new platform. I think gone are the days where it's just about stalking your ex-boyfriend and seeing people's baby pictures. And it really gives you the opportunity to engage with people and businesses like we've never done before. And as I mentioned before, Work4 is making sure that we do that in a way that makes sense for recruitment and not just from the consumer side of things. So the 4 toughest challenges that we see Facebook can really help with is to strengthen and promote your employer brand, attract only the right candidates. So this is a quality play. This is not a quantity play. This is not posting a job on a job board and getting hundreds of unqualified resumes. This is really about targeting the right candidate. It's also about sourcing anyone anywhere. So, you guys, for the most part, are based in Australia, New Zealand. I'm going to guess that a lot of you have positions that are available across the globe or across Asia Pac. And you can use Facebook to get people that are sitting next door to you or, as far away as New York City. So really an amazing platform to actively source people on. And then the next thing that we can do is really increase quality through referrals and leverage your employees to become brand ambassadors. Your employees can be some of the strongest assets that a company has. And when you have a platform like Facebook, which is so social and so viral and all about sharing and what people are talking about, we want to empower you to make jobs part of that conversation and make people talking about your careers and why it's a great place to work at your company. So step one is to showcase the employer brand. What we do is we create a fully branded application that sits on top of your Facebook page. Before you even get to having a Facebook page, some of you might be saying, well, geez, right at this point we don't actually have a Facebook page. So rest assured that by working with Adcorp and Work4, we can actually help you with the strategy behind where you put all of this stuff and how you actually market things on Facebook, because really social media is a strategy, and it's not just a checkbox to say, oh, I've got my jobs up on Facebook, I'm done. This really can be something that supports the most important initiatives of your organization, and we want to help work with you to make sure that we have a strategic plan on how to do this in not just 2014 but beyond. So once we have branded this page for you, you can see it looks and it feels like Facebook. Obviously, it looks and it feels like PepsiCo too. There's opportunities to promote your employment branding and your videos, and also to make everything mobile friendly. So mobile is a hot topic right now in recruitment because we're seeing so much traffic starting on a mobile device. So everything that we do, it can be empowered mobily so that wherever a candidate comes and finds you, they see your brand, they see your jobs, and they have a really easy and streamlined way to get the information back to your recruiters, which becomes critical because a lot of the consumption of social media happens on the fly. It happens when people are, distracted or at the bank. So what we want to do is make it as easy and streamless as possible for them to take that first step and connect with your team so that they're part of your database and part of your talent community. And after I touch base on a couple more slides, I'm actually going to take us live over to Facebook so you can actually see a current live example for one of our current clients. So the next step is attracting the right candidates. So there's really getting your careers up on Facebook and then actively driving traffic to them. So the first way that we drive traffic is through targeted Facebook advertisement. So Facebook knows a lot about their users. Now what we know is that Facebook is very much about likes and interests. What are you liking? What are you interested in? What are you clicking on? So what we've done is we've translated those consumer-centric likes and interests into career categories and job titles so that we're actually making sure that we're making a match from a careers perspective. I mentioned that before. We're really making sure that everything that we do is very recruiter-centric and about driving the right traffic. So there's a lot of different ways that you can drive traffic with advertising, and what you don't have to worry about is the specifics. So basically all you need to tell us is we're looking for engineers in Sydney, or we have a diversity initiative in Auckland. Whatever the key things that are going on in your organization, you let us know, and then we'll use our expertise to actually create the Facebook advertising campaign for you and just drive the traffic back to your new career hub on the platform. So the next step is our brand new kind of missing piece of the puzzle is actually sourcing anybody via Facebook. So Facebook has just launched a new way to connect with different people on the platform where previously you were only able to connect with people that you knew directly or that you were friends of. Facebook, similar to the way that LinkedIn works, is now actually opening it up so that you can pay $1 and connect to people whether you know them or not. So what we've done is, again, taken a mind to recruiting and actually automating the search based on the jobs that you now have live on Facebook through our app. And we have created a way to actually track this behavior, so not only you can tell what your recruiter is actually doing in terms of getting in touch with people, but you can see how people react to your messages and how many hires that you've actually driven from this. And again, I'll show you everything live on Facebook in a second. And the final step of this is the referral aspect. So what we actually want to do is empower your recruiters to share the company's jobs with all of their friends. And the exciting thing is that this is not just on Facebook, but LinkedIn and Twitter as well. And so what we can do is actually set up either automatic sharing of jobs by a particular keywords or specific job sharing where a recruiter can actually go in and use our solution kind of like a content calendar to actually manage particular requisitions that they're working on. We've also, tied in everything that we do with analytics. So, an HR inherently has to prove themselves and prove the amount of money that anybody wants to spend on any type of hiring initiative. So everything that we do is very trackable and very ROI focused so that we're really making sure that you're getting a good return from your effort that you're putting into social media. And the bonus is that we are giving access to your jobs anytime, anywhere. As I mentioned, mobile is just such a critical piece of our world right now that I really do encourage you to go on your own career site after this call and just see how the process is for a job seeker today and see if they're able to easily find a job and actually start the application process on a mobile device. And if they're not, I encourage you to revisit that, because so much traffic is actually happening on a mobile device. If you get somebody's attention and you don't give them the opportunity to connect your database, they're probably going to be a lost candidate forever. So we see clients have anywhere between 40 and 60% of their total traffic coming in from a mobile device. So we really want to make sure that your careers are mobily enabled and mobily optimized, so that no matter what device, no matter where somebody comes, that they find your information, they get excited about your careers, and they have the ability to become part of your social recruiting pool. So as far as how this is currently working for people, a couple of 3 examples of excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. 3 examples of some stats that our current clients are seeing. So the first example is in the finance industry. We've got somebody that was looking for professional finance hires. They had 112 applications. They actually got 2 hires, and they only spent $1,000 per hire, which is fairly low in this category. Usually it's around $14,000 to $18,000 if they use agencies, that type of thing. So this can be a very cost-effective, targeted method to actually hire people. Now, the next example is a call center, entry-level hires. In 2 months, they were actually able to generate over 1,000 hires. Facebook is inherently a younger audience, as we saw. You can reach everybody on the platform, as we saw from Sarah's breakdowns. But entry-level people, they've kind of been born and bred with Facebook in their hands. So it's an excellent place to actually drive and enter entry-level hires. And then as far as technical hires, our oil and gas example here, 70% of the applications were actually generated by that social job sharing that we talked about. And again, they had about a cost per hire around $1,000. So very exciting to actually be able to tie back hires and really show that Facebook is working for actually filling seats, and it's not just about a nice-to-have branding. It's actually, something that needs to be part of a strategy right now, because there is a lot of activity going on social media platforms. And I always like to think that if my clients are not talking about themselves on social media, chances are somebody else is talking about them, and I would much rather see you guys being able to drive the conversation yourself rather than letting rogue employees actually drive the conversation for you. So the next thing that I want to do is actually take us over to a live demo on Facebook. So I'm going to switch my screen share over, and if there were any questions, feel free to post them in that questions box, and we'll get to them in just a minute. So this is the point where I always hold my breath with technology. Okay, so the first thing that I want to look at live on Facebook is one of our current customers' page. So we've got Vistaprint here, and so this is their main marketing page. Now, they don't have a team that wants to manage a careers particular page. Some of our clients have a career-specific Facebook page. Some of them have a main marketing page that HR and marketing are kind of playing nice with. So what we do here is this is the actual application, the Work for Us application that we've created for Vistaprint. So this lives on top of the page, and the candidate would come in and find this application and see a branded page that looks and feels like Facebook, but it also looks and feels like Vistaprint. So there's the opportunity for video, there's the opportunity for branding, and then there's the opportunity to do all of these inherently social things that people are used to doing on a platform like Facebook. So when you find the right job for you and you click into the job, you can see the full job description. You never have to leave Facebook. And most importantly, when you're actually ready to start the application process, when you hit I'm interested, the system's going to automatically populate your social media pay information, give you the opportunity to edit anything in case anything is out of date. You can upload a CV and a cover letter, and then when you hit apply, what you're actually doing is registering yourself in the client's applicant tracking system. So for Vistaprint, they're currently using Taleo. So when I hit apply, which I'm not going to do because this is a live page, first of all, our system will make sure that I'm not currently registered with Taleo for Vistaprint because we don't want to create any duplicate applications. And if I'm not, it's going to create a new username and password for me specifically for the Vistaprint's applicant tracking system. So I'm actually able, with a few clicks, to start an application process right here on Facebook and get people really excited about my careers. So this is our, our app and the opportunity to get involved with social and create your social career hub. Now, as we talked about before, that's kind of step one. Step two is actually driving people to these career pages. So as I mentioned before, we have a couple of different ways for recruiters to actually get involved in helping you to get the message out and helping to take advantage of the viral nature of social media. So the first one is by sharing jobs socially. So what I can do is I can go in here and I can connect to my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Twitter account very easily. I apologize for that. Somebody's trying to reach me. And I'm actually sharing jobs on behalf of my company directly to my newsfeed, my personal newsfeed, so that my friends can see why I'm excited about working for my company, and I can actually drive new candidates back through to my company's careers page. So the way I share jobs socially is I can either set it up to do it automatically, where I pick specific keywords and location information and just kind of set it and forget it. And this we see typically used by employees, everyday employees, salespeople, managers, that type of thing. And then the other way to do this is actually to schedule specific jobs. So I'm a recruiter. I'm working specifically on this associate manager marketing position. I want to go in here and schedule this, but I only wanted to go out to LinkedIn because that's a more appropriate audience for this particular position. And I know I'm going to be out of the office next Wednesday, but we have a big push for this position, so I want to make sure it shows up. And the position is in California, so I'm going to make sure it shows up late enough the day on the East Coast so that the people in California will see it. So then all I do is hit schedule, and the system is actually going to schedule for me this job at the appropriate time. So this is our social job sharing, and we're seeing a ton of traffic as that oil and gas company saw. We're just seeing an absolute ton of traffic coming from the job sharing because really that's what social media is all about. It's all about the ability to talk about things virally, get your friends excited about the potential for different opportunities, and actually drive people back to a place where they can utilize the time that they spend on Facebook, but also really get excited about your careers. The final piece of the puzzle that we talked about was the actively sourcing candidates through Facebook. Excuse me. So if I get started with Graph Search Recruiter, what you'll see is, again, a list of all the jobs that my company currently has available. So if I'm a recruiter and I'm working on this registered nurse position, all I have to do is hit Find Candidates. And the system is going to look at the keywords in the job description itself, and it's going to let me make sure that the system's on the right track and confirm the job function and the sub-job function. It's also going to give me a custom URL that I can copy and paste so that I can actually track what happens with my messages. Then all I have to do is hit See Candidates, and the system is actually going to pull up a list of the candidates that match what I'm looking for right here within Facebook. So obviously there's a lot of people on the Facebook platform. I don't know how it is in Australia, but in the US, nurses are absolutely so hard to fill, impossible to find. So with a couple of clicks, I've found myself some nurses that I never would have been able to reach before. Now, the exciting thing that we talked about before is that Facebook is actually letting me reach out to Rachel Bennett, who I don't know, I'm not friends with. And so what I can actually do is I can go in and I can send her a message. And I can paste the link that we looked at before. It's going to allow me to brand the email with the branding for my company, as well as give an overview of the position. I can write a customized message to Rachel. And then for $1, I can actually reach out directly to her and get my message delivered directly into her inbox, not into her other spam folder, but directly into her inbox. So a really exciting way to get at candidates in a brand new direction. I've never been called so many times on Skype before. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So that is, Facebook recruiting in a nutshell. Very exciting opportunities. I'm going to pop back over to the slides to finish up, and we will get all of your questions answered. Are you ready to take the plunge? We certainly hope so. We've partnered with Adcorp because we believe that they're, the best in their market, and so since we're dealing with different time zones, we're going to let Adcorp be the ones to follow back up with you. So the next steps is, obviously we hope to hear from you. We hope to answer answer questions, and get everything set up for you guys, and talk to you about your specific strategy. So this is the different ways to get in touch with us. We also will send out a link to the broadcast from tonight in case you missed anything, in case you want to share it with anyone, and we encourage you to reach back out to Adcorp to let them know if you would like to have a further conversation around strategy. So with that, I think Sarah and I will both take some questions, so feel free to post some questions over in the questions box, and I'm going to look at the ones that we have so far and see what we want to talk about next. So somebody asked, who are we paying the $1 to on the graph search, to Facebook or to Work4? So this is actually, the $1 goes to Facebook, but depending on how your organization is set up, if your recruiters don't have kind of a corporate credit card, we can actually set you up with a way to manage that internally, so we can build that into your package and make sure that each recruiter gets a certain amount of money and people aren't just kind of going crazy with the ability to spend money all over the place. So again, we want to keep everything very trackable and very controlled and organized. Another question that we have is, is there a reason to get marketing involved? And I really think yes. I think that marketing and HR can play together on this. If you're an organization and you have a huge recruiting team and you don't need the support of marketing, don't feel like you have to get them involved. But if you're a smaller organization and you want to have some of the power behind the marketing and the brand, we do encourage to get them involved in the decision-making process and the conversation, because at the end of the day, their goal is to promote your company, and we want to take that same message and promote it out to, social media from a recruitment standpoint. So there really is a lot of benefit to kind of HR and marketing playing together. So if anyone else has any questions, we'll give everybody a couple more minutes to post any questions. And then, please do reach out to Adcorp, and, we're available to help everyone and hopefully bring some of the power of social media to the Australia and New Zealand market. I'm going to pass it back over to Sarah to see if she has any questions that she wants to answer.
Look, a question that you may all like to know is the price of the actual app itself. If you would like to know that, please do feel free to actually branch out to us, and we can actually provide you the different costings for the different, I suppose, modules that are available with the app in a desktop environment and also a mobile environment. And because there are quite a few different functionality that is available, we'd like to sort of talk to you specifically about your requirements and the volume of recruitment that you do have, and put a complete proposal forward to you.
And it does look like we got a couple more questions, so I'll go through some of these. The first one says, is there something Adcorp can put together for government departments? So absolutely. We have some government departments that they're talking to already. So if you want to reach out directly to them, let them know kind of what your key initiatives are for your department, we can put something custom together for you guys specifically. The next question says, oh, please go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Becky. Just on that, we're working with a very, very large recruiter on behalf of government, and we're hoping that their site will be live within the next month. So we do have, we will definitely have a good solid case study that we can actually demonstrate how government are actually using this, and also more importantly, I suppose, how they were able to get around the usage of social media and the concerns and the potential objections that I know a lot of you often do get in regards to launching anything within a social media environment.
Yes,
thanks,
you.
Becky.
That's very, very important to point out. The next question says, once the app is enabled, is there any ongoing cost apart from the $1 for messages? And how much would it typically cost to enable the app? So as Sarah mentioned, there's a lot of different modules that you can purchase. The package, can be anywhere from $8,000 all the way up to, a lot more than that, kind of depending on what your needs are and how many pages you have. So do feel free to reach out to Adcorp for a specific proposal for your particular needs. And then as far as an ongoing cost, the subscription is kind of it's a yearly subscription, so there's one kind of annual fee, and then aside from the $1 that goes for messaging, the only extra thing that people add on to that is potentially additional licenses if more recruiters come on board, or if the Facebook ads we typically look at on an initiative basis. So typically people will include some Facebook ads in their initial buy, and then as more things come along over the course of the year, they may add additional budget for the Facebook ads itself.
So, just actually also on that, I don't know if you, sorry Becky, I thought I'd just raise or point out, I don't know, many of you are possibly using LinkedIn and have used the LinkedIn facility that's available to actually directly email people that are registered on the site. What you'll find, the minimum spend for that is around about $10,000, whereas this functionality that's been available through Facebook to be pretty much the exact same candidates, as you can see, is at a price point of $1. So it's exceptionally good value for money.
Yes, absolutely, and it's every penny counts in recruitment, so it's a huge difference here. And then the last question that we have here, unless anybody else wants to add anything, is any stories to share about sourcing for blue-collar roles. So I think blue-collar roles are very interesting on the Facebook platform. We have seen a lot of success in different agencies and in different industries specifically. It's hard for me to kind of quote them off the top of my head, to be honest, but again, please reach out on the particular positions that you're interested in, and we can send over the most appropriate case studies. We do have a number of case studies from our clients in the U.S. and in Europe and Asia. And one thing that I will note, since you guys are a part of Asia Pac, is that in the Australia and Asia Pac areas, the Facebook ads actually work a lot better than they do in the U.S., which is really an exciting potential for you guys because they're working really well in the U.S., but they have a very low cost per applicant in the Asia Pac markets. So we encourage you to test things out and dip your toes into the social media waters, and really excited to potentially work with all of you and obviously go through Adcorp and work together to make new ways for recruitment. So with that, unless Sarah has anything else to add, I'll thank you very much for your time tonight and look forward to working with you all, hopefully.
Thank you, Becky. And yeah, once again, thank you very, very much for taking the time out to join the webinar today. And we look really forward to actually hearing from you and hopefully working with you to develop sort of a market-leading social media recruitment strategy. So I will hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.